like in Israel, like you have to go to the army for 3 years if you want to
Yes.
live there. If you come to Canada, you have to be in construction for 3 years,
Yes.
and
I love
then you
it.
can move on to something
Do
else.
it.
When we tie labor and the city, private, public partnerships building and all these 224 cranes in the sky, and like, so how does the city get labor? Like, how does these city partnerships get labor instead of
They pay more for it.
right. They pay more for it. TK, you walked right into that trap. It was perfect. You didn't
That's
even
what it
let me
is.
like do anything. They pay more for it. Why? Because now all of a sudden, when it's like there's some friendly contracts out there, right? There's some
Nothing better
lucrative
than a city contract.
Right. So
Yep.
if you're sitting there going, okay, like I've been working with Green Park for 30 years now, but now the city needs my services. Is Green Park going to have to wait for you now because you got this sweet ass city deal? And then what does Green Park do now? Do they pay more than Mattamy? And then what does Mattamy do? Like and we're already complaining about a shortage, and now we're injecting government into the equation. Do you see where I'm going with this, TK?
Mhm.
Right. So
Inefficiencies galore. Money just spilling out of the pockets of the taxpayer.
everywhere, except to making things affordable and creating more supply. Ideas. So anyway, sorry, but I wanted to tie that in because I think it's like crazy that you don't at the very least say, hey, we'll bring you in, but you have to slug concrete for 2 years, or you have to be a trade. You have to sign up.
So I was told recently by our friend of the show, Zach, because he's working out in Cornwall and he's got some rental properties there. He's buying them up like crazy. And he said to me that the people who are there, a part of their immigration terms were to stay in Cornwall and work there for a certain period of time.
Yeah, but you can work on the fucking internet from home, or you can work at the ice cream store.
Well, no, because there's certain programs there. There's like a meat packing plant and a few different things like that. So it's actually
That
got.
doesn't get more houses built, TK.
What I'm just saying though is that there are tools that the federal government has in order to be able to sort of keep people in certain areas, or at least to be able to, I don't know, incentivize them to do a certain industry. So what
let's
are the
go.
programs? Let's talk about that. What are the programs that a government could offer, a federal government could offer somebody to join trades? I'll talk about mine first. So the one that I know about is a program at George Brown. It's for people with like mental health problems or addiction issues,
Yeah.
or people who have been struggling in their life for whatever reason.
Yeah. Give them a
and
nail
they
gun.
get free tuition for like a program where it's like 16 weeks or whatever it is, and they teach them how to do drywalling, plumbing, electrical, all the trades,
It's great.
forklift licenses, certifications, and then at the end you go and decide on, based on all the things you did, like which one of these trades do I really like, right? And that's a program that exists. I'm pretty sure it would be provincially funded. That sounds like up their alley. But those are the type of programs that we would need. Is almost like to say free education. So you're coming from a family where, instead of OSAP, first of all, get rid of OSAP. We don't want OSAP anymore. Stop providing kids OSAP. You can't afford to be able to go to college or university, then you need richer parents.
Sorry.
So, right, get a job.
Get a job.
Next is offer trades schools 100% free, government supported.
Whoa.
Right?
Whoa.
So now everyone's going to look.
Now we're all paying for this shit, TK.
Well,
it's a horrible idea.
No, it's not. It's better
Horrible.
than having to input 7 people to get one guy to swing a hammer.
You're going to pay them over here instead of in the price of the house. So you're just going to pay taxes instead of paying.
But there's less people, so now we'll need less. That the stress on housing demand over the next 20 years will be less. And I'm pro immigration. Don't get me wrong here.
Was this
strategic immigration?
This was your good idea, or this is like the middle idea?
This is the idea that I came up with 30 seconds ago.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, it works.
So now you get a bunch of guys when they're at their point, when they're graduating high school, and they're saying, okay, what do I want to do? Oh, and the percentage of women has also started to increase. So men and women, boys and girls, after they leave high school, and they say, geez, OSAP's not available anymore for me. So I'm not going to go and get that business degree or like philosophy or some other garbage that all of my friends who have these type of diplomas or degrees are completely useless, right? And they just owe a bunch of money to OSAP.
They're
right?
good at drinking beer, though. Like
They're
they really
great.
built
Like,
up a tolerance for beer
to drink beer, so they get a lot of practice, right?
Yeah.
So now you use that opportunity to say, okay, what do I really want to do? Because I
Mm,
don't want to go to work. I still want to go to school. Well, this trade school is free. So
yeah. I
why
feel
don't
like
I
swinging a hammer in like -40.
not
Let's
even
do
not even
that.
close. There's
No?
all sorts of jobs that don't require that type of
How about
intense
laying bricks in
labor.
-40? I want to do
Listen,
that.
when you go to
That sounds
school
fucking
and
cool.
you're like, got a certain skill set, they'll find the right role for you.
Yeah.
Maybe your job is to drive a forklift for the rest of your life. Maybe your job is to be laying bricks. Maybe your job is to just be walking up and down the stairs with big pails, going like, humming the same song up and down. Maybe that's just what you're built for, but at least you're going to know what you're made for because people put you in an opportunity. Instead, what they do is they sit at home playing video games all day, living off their parents, and then by the time they're 40 and they realize that they need to do something, they're physically incapable of going into the physical labor workforce, and then they go on to OSAP, or sorry, not OSAP, ODSP. Sorry, ODSP. I was doing the rooming house yesterday. ODSP, and they're living off the government in another way because they weren't able to get that head start. And these trades guys, all of my builder clients who build like infill single family homes, they're all trades guys. They're all
TK,
trades guys.
I got the best idea
They
though.
got tons of money.
Check this out.
Okay.
How about, and it's kind of like yours, like it's free, okay? And you're going to learn, but it's like more like, like in Israel, like you have to go to the army for 3 years if you want to
Yes.
live there. If you come to Canada, you have to be in construction for 3 years.
Yes.
And then you can move on to something else.
Do whatever you want to do.
But imagine, like, look, people need to work in offices in construction companies, and people need to slug. Like, you can learn some really good skills to start your own business after that, for sure, or to, incorporate yourself into the larger economy of construction, which is basically all of Canada, one way or another.
Me and you have the best ideas. That's all I can say.
Why does no one listen?
Nobody
TK?
cares. Nobody's watching the show. That's
nobody
the problem.
watches the show, man. Why do we
That's
do this
what it
every
is,
week?
though. Those
This
are
is crazy.
We got the ideas. We're not implementers. Okay, we're the
Speak
visionaries.
for yourself. I'm implementing enough here.
We're putting out the info, for people to use. But that's what it would take, though. Is
that would be great, like
government intervention in order to be able to create the workforce we need,
and then
build our way out of this.
2 birds with 1 stone, because you may actually end up with like some kind of an army too. Like, people with the work with their hands are better. All of the immigration stories were the same.
Like when the Japanese came, they built the railroad.
Yeah,
when all the
Portuguese built like everything, Italians built the
and
rest.
Irish came, they stuck them in the poor working environments to build,
And then the Jewish people, we get a bad rap for like financing the whole thing, right? And putting it all together. But I don't know why. It's not fair.
Everyone's got a role in this, right?
Everybody had a role. This city's a juggernaut, bro. Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.